Okay, hey, this is Tracy King with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty here in Sevierville, Tennessee, in our podcast studio. Just coming back and wanted to bring some other information to you. Right now, I want to talk about, I listen to a lot of podcast people like in leadership, like John Maxwell. So I want to talk about something that John Maxwell the other day that I listened to, wanted to share that with you. I read a lot of books and I like learning. I like learning from different people who have already proven successful, proven as people and with integrity and character. So I like following good people. So I want to pass this along to you. So this one is about how to improve every day. So I thought it was good because it's if you're watching this podcast, it is July the 11th of 2024. So it says the path from ordinary to the extraordinary is a continual improvement. Number one is never be afraid to admit when you're wrong as a leader. If you're leading an organization of any kind, whether it's business, hey, even leading your family, right? So never be afraid to admit when you are wrong. It shows humbleness. Okay. You will never change your life until you change something daily. Man, I thought that was so good. You'll never change your life until you change something daily. So it has to be a habit that we have to change. Remove one bad habit, replace it with a good habit. Change it, right? So you can never, here's number three, you can never manage what you cannot measure. Now we use that statement in business a lot because we're thinking, hey, there's no reason to do something if we're not able to measure it, have measurables to it. To hold yourself accountable, to make sure it's working, to make sure things are done correctly. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. Now, number four is set realistic expectations of your goals, what you can tackle today. So I have learned that the hard way. I used to just pile my planner up, my day up, and just leave frustrated because I had these 15 things I wanted to accomplish and I got 3 done. Well, I learned and said, okay, because the things that I was doing is a lot of deep work. Now there's little check boxes of like little tasks and things, but I'm talking about making, setting goals. And so realistically, expectation of your goals, what can you tackle in a day? So set those correctly. You'll leave a lot less frustrated. So number 5 is continual change. I thought this was really good. Continual change is essential for continual improvement. Continual change is essential for continual improvement. So some of the things that got you where you are, right, that got you there, will be some of the things that will keep you there. So some of the things that got you there will be some of the things that will keep you there. So for instance, for me, perseverance. I'm just won't quit. I'm not going to give up. I've learned to recognize when something's just dead, not going to happen. It's a bad idea. It's going in the wrong direction. I've learned those things. But when you know that you got to get up every day, you got to make this happen, and we're not going to stop till we get it done. Those, continual change is essential for continual improvement. That's one of the things that has gotten me where I am today. Besides, my faith and trust in the Lord, but other people, and surround yourself with good people. But there is something about when, especially if you're an entrepreneur, that you have to instill in you. There's some things that you have to know that just works. And you continually do those things. And that's what I do. Like, making a planner every day. You plan out your day, now sometimes it blows up, right? But most of the time it doesn't. And you stay on track. Like, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing the most important things first. So those are some things. And as an example, that it's where it's gotten you to where you are. Those kind of things I think will keep you where you are. Here's another one. Motivation gets you started. Habits keep you going. Thought that was great. The next one is we overestimate what we can do in a month and we underestimate what we can do in a year, right? So he gave the example of somebody saying, okay, I'm going to commit to reading new books this year. That's not really good information, but that's for that example. It's about we overestimate what we can do in a month. So for instance, if somebody says, I'm going to read 10 books in a month, well, that's overestimation for most of us, and underestimation of what we can do in a year. So we can read more than 10 books in a year, but we can't do all that in 1 month. So you get the picture. The next thing is focus. So taking that same example, the person saying, okay, I'm going to read more books during the year. Well, it's not really a great focus because it's just too broad of a statement. So better would be to like, I'm going to commit to reading 2 chapters every day, period. If you read 2 chapters in a book every day, you're going to read a lot of books in a year. So that would be another one. But the key to it is like focus and being consistent. Another one is to spend 80% of your time working on your strengths. This one got my attention. Spend 80% of your time working on your strengths. If you have 2 weak areas, that will hurt you. But what that means is like, if I got 80% of my time, I'm focused on my strengths. Well, he said it takes 2 things, 2 areas that could, if they're weak, you have to be strong in. These 2 areas could hurt you. And that's the 2 areas is discipline and attitude. So if you have the discipline and the right attitude to spend 80% of your time working on your strengths, you're going to get it. It's going to be great for you. You're going to do well. But the 2 areas that could really upset the apple cart is if you don't have discipline, you don't have the right attitude. So spending 80% of your time working on your strengths with discipline and the correct attitude, you're going to go very long ways in life. The last one that I have to hear is what you're doing today. Is what you're doing today getting you closer to your goal tomorrow? That's a good one to ask yourself in the middle of your day, early part of your day, is what you're doing today getting you closer to your goal tomorrow? I thought those were all great. John Maxwell and his leadership podcast. If you haven't heard them, I encourage you to go listen to them. They're great. Have a great day.